Good evening. This is All India Radio, Kohima. I'm Jonas Yantan with Evening News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says vaccines for children and nasal under trial. Niti Aayog member Dr. V.K. Paul says all citizens, irrespective of their income status, are entitled to free vaccination. Centre issues revised guidelines for implementation of National COVID Vaccination Programme to come into effect from June 21. And government issues guidelines for development of e-content for children with disabilities. In the wake of COVID-19, we appeal to our listeners not to lower their guard and stay safe and protected by following these 4 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 6 feet for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene, and get vaccinated. For providing COVID-related information and guidance to the people, national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075 and state helpline numbers 70055-39653 and 1800-345-0019 are operational. Now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said 7 companies are working on developing vaccines and 3 trials are underway. He said research is also underway on nasal vaccines. He said trials have been started to determine the safety of the vaccines on children. Modi said that by working in a mission mode, government raised the vaccination coverage from 60% to 90% in 5 to 6 years. He said government not only enhanced the speed but also widened the ambit of vaccination. Modi said 2 Made in India vaccines for COVID have been launched in the country. Modi cautioned against rumours about vaccines and asked youngsters to raise awareness about benefits of vaccination. The Prime Minister said those creating apprehensions about vaccination are playing with the lives of the people. Niti Aayog member Dr. V.K. Paul today said that all citizens, irrespective of their income status, are entitled to free vaccination. Speaking to reporters, he said the revised vaccination guidelines will come into effect from 21st of this month. Dr. Paul said government has placed an order to purchase 25 crore doses of Covishield and 19 crore doses of Covaxin. Dr. Paul also informed that government has also placed an order to purchase 30 crore doses of biological ease vaccine, which will be available by September. The Union Health and Family Welfare Ministry today issued revised guidelines for implementation of the National COVID Vaccination Programme. The revised guidelines will come into effect from 21st of this month. In the revised guidelines, it is stated that vaccine doses will be allocated to states and union territories based on criteria such as population, disease burden, and the progress of vaccination. It said that wastage of vaccines will affect the allocation negatively. In the revised guidelines, domestic vaccine manufacturers have been given the option to provide vaccines directly to the private hospitals. This would be restricted to 25% of the monthly production. The price of vaccine doses for private hospitals would be declared by the vaccine manufacturer. The private hospitals can charge up to a maximum of 150 rupees per dose as service charges. State governments will monitor the charged price. The Union Government has issued guidelines for the development of e-content for children with disabilities. The guideline says that e-content for children with disabilities should be developed based on 4 principles of robust, perceivable, operable, and understandable. It also stressed that e-content must comply with accessibility standards. The Union Education Ministry has said that these guidelines will initiate the creation of high-quality content for digital education to children with special needs. The Department of School Education and Literacy under the Ministry of Education had constituted a committee of experts for recommending guidelines for developing e-content for children with disabilities. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. You can also listen to this news bulletin on a YouTube channel, AIR News Kohima. Over 23 crore 61 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been administered so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. More than 33 lakh 64,000 doses were administered yesterday. Union Health Ministry said recovery rate in the country has gone up to 94.29%. Till now, over 2 crore 73 lakh people have recovered from COVID-19. Recoveries continue to outnumber the daily new cases for the 26th consecutive day. India reported less than 1 lakh daily new cases after 63 days. India's active caseload further declined to 13 lakh 3,702. Active cases decreased by 97,907 in the last 24 hours. Nagaland's COVID daily breached 23,000 mark today with detection of 133 fresh cases of COVID-19 positive. The total confirmed cases now stands at 23,051. Of the fresh cases reported, 36 were detected from Dimapur, 28 in Mukuchung, 27 in Woka, 16 in Kohima, 8 in Mon, 7 in Pek, 5 in Longling and 3 each in Gifre and Zonoputo. While recoveries of 153 positive patients from the infection have added the total recovered cases to 17,296. On the other hand, 3 deaths related to the disease have also furthered the number of COVID fatalities to 418. So far, there are 4,676 active patients in the state. Advisor for Power Department H. Dovihoto Ayemi today held a meeting with Nodal Officer Dimapur District Kigetu Sema, Deputy Commissioner Rajesh Sundararajan, and officials of District Task Force and had detailed discussion on COVID-19 situation. Taking to Twitter, Advisor Dovihoto said he was briefed on various steps taken by District Task Force to contain the spread of COVID-19 in Dimapur, which is the gateway to Nagaland. He also advised the officials to act promptly when distress calls are made by people facing difficulties and urged them to take stock of the situation on a daily basis. He appreciated the officials were working on a war footing to contain the second wave of COVID-19 in the district. The advisor also donated his 1-month salary to the district task force. The Central Food Technological Research Institute is a CSIR lab in Mysuru, which is working in the direction of developing food that can boost immunity and prevent diseases. During the first wave of COVID pandemic, the institute had distributed spirulina, chicky, mango energy bar, high protein wrap, banana cereal bar, and spiced water with bioactive and antioxidant ingredients to the migrant workers, frontline workers, and COVID patients. Speaking to AIR News, the director of CFTRI, Sri Devi Annapurana, said the processing methods are being developed by them for increasing absorption of micronutrients from plants, fruits, and vegetables, and prepare a wholesome food with natural taste that will help boost immunity in children and protect them from COVID infection. India has been elected to the United Nations Economic and Social Council, ECOSOC, for the tenure 2022-24. The ECOSOC is at the center of the United Nations development system and brings together people and issues to promote collective action for a sustainable world. Permanent representative of India to United Nations, T.S. Tirumurti, has thanked all member states of the United Nations for their vote of confidence in India for ECOSOC. To mark the occasion of World Environment Day, the officers and staff of Nagaland House, New Delhi, led by Additional Chief Secretary Jyoti Kailash, who is also the Chief Resident Commissioner, planted around 200 tree saplings of different species in the premises of Nagaland House, New Delhi today. Stressing on the importance of World Environment Day, Kailash, in his short speech, emphasized on creating awareness among the people and also restoration of the ecosystems around the world for the benefit of people and nature. The Chief Resident Commissioner also appreciated the contribution of Director of Indanki National Park, Au Juba, and DFO of West Delhi, Navneet Srivastava, for donating the tree saplings. And now 20 news, here are the main points again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says vaccines for children and nasal under trial. Niti Aayog member Dr. V.K. Paul says all citizens, irrespective of their income status, are entitled to free vaccination. Centre issues revised guidelines for implementation of National COVID Vaccination Programme to come into effect from June 21. And government issues guidelines for development of e-content for children with disabilities. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.